Man United return with strength to sign $35 million midfielder. Manchester United were interested in signing Trindande in the summer transfer window, but the player ended up staying with Fluminense. The South American wanted the player to stay to help them win the first Copa Libertadores title in the history, a feat achieved earlier this month. The midfielder is once again in the limelight, and reports indicate that the Red Devils are looking to finally sign him in the January transfer window. According to Premier League Brazil, Andre is a wanted man in England, with clubs like West Ham, Liverpool, Fulham, and United looking to secure his signature. The news source have mentioned that the 20-time English champions were after the Brazilian international in summer, but did not submit any official proposal. Now that Casemiro is out injured and past his prime, Erik ten Hag is looking for a young and solid defensive midfielder, and Man Uti have returned with more strength for Trindande. The 22-year-old is a top-class playbreaker, whose current deal with Fluminense will expire in 2026 and has a release clause of $35 million. Casemiro will turn 32 in February next year and sooner rather than later. Ten Hag must bring in a quality replacement for the former Real Madrid midfielder. In your view, should man would pay $30 million to sign Andre in the January transfer window? David Ornstein. Details Sir Jim Ratcliffe's intended changes at Manchester United, with deal close to finalizing. The start of the new dawn could be upon Manchester United, as Sir Jim Ratcliffe's offer to buy 25% of the club will be ratified soon. David Ornstein reports that the Glazers will finalize the 25% sale soon, with an announcement for the New York Stock Exchange expected next week. United are a publicly traded entity, so any major changes in ownership need to be announced to the investors. Ornstein told NBC Sports that along with this change, some staffing overhauls are expected at the club in the near future. Paul Mitchell has long been seen as Sir Jim Ratcliffe's leading candidate to take over the sporting director role, and Ornstein says the same. However, he added Dougie Freedman as another potential name to watch out for. Freedman is a well-respected figure in the football industry and holds the director of football position at Crystal Palace currently. Apart from the sporting director, Richard Arnold could also be shown the exit door, with highly rated executive Jean-Claude Blanc expected to take over the reins as the CEO. Blanc's work with Juventus and PSG led him to becoming a chief figure at Ineos Sports, so he becomes a natural candidate for United's CEO post. Amid all the change, however, Erik ten Hag's job remains secure. After the nervy win over Luton Town, United are unbelievably the most in-form side in the Premier League right now, despite a barrage of injuries. The manager is expected to be given time and trust as he seeks to take his team through their current, injury-ridden rough patch. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's deal also sees him getting sporting control of the club, something which will be very welcomed by the fans who have been left exasperated by the Glazers' incompetence in that regard. A new era at Old Trafford is taking shape after nearly 20 years of Glazers' apathy, and the announcement next week is the first step towards it. Man U favorites in PL to sign 52.6 star, club ready to accept payment plan. Manchester United were able to defeat newly promoted Luton Town 1-0 at Old Trafford, but the overall performance was once again not up to the mark. The Red Devils must reinforce their squad in the winter transfer window, and the priority should be on strengthening the back line. As per reports in Portugal, United, Liverpool, and Real Madrid are after Sporting CP star Goncalo Inacio, and will see him in action tonight against Benfica. If reports in the Spanish media are anything to go by, then Man Ud are favorites in the PL to sign the Portuguese international from the Lions. According to a story covered by AS yesterday, news image provided below, the Old Trafford outfit are searching for a new center-back, and for Inacio, United are the first option in England. Real Madrid are leading the race as the 22-year-old defender himself wants to move to the Bernabeu to follow in the footsteps of Portugal legends Luis Figo and Cristiano Ronaldo. Inacio's contract with the Lisbon side has a release clause of 60 million euros, 52.6, but as claim. Sporting are ready to accept a payment plan involving an initial outlay of 45 million euros and the rest in the form of easily met objectives. It is reported that Manchester United are Real Madrid's strongest rival in the race to lure Inacio in the January transfer window. In your opinion, should Manud activate the release clause to sign the Selecao star in winter? Manud could oust Casemiro with move for 35 Nuetra's orchestrator. Manchester United look like a shadow of their former self this season, as they currently occupy a lowly 8th spot in the Premier League table. Following their latest defeat, a 4-3 loss to FC Copenhagen in the Champions League, United have won just 8 of their first 17 fixtures across all competitions, and this type of form has placed Erik ten Hag under a lot of pressure. The Dutchman hasn't been helped by an injury crisis which has engulfed the squad and ruled out key players such as Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, and Casemiro as of late. His transfer business, however, was slightly underwhelming, and there is a distinct lack of depth in the squad, which has impacted their performances so far this term. The January transfer window is fast approaching, and this could give Ten Hag the opportunity to add a player or two into his current squad. Man Ut transfer news. According to Football Transfers, the Red Devils have